there we have with the question. I hope you are able to see it.
No, just rotate it anti-clockwise.
Sawa.
Hapo.
Property A and B, we are there.
Yes.
Now, property A and property B limited. Just to remind ourselves of what we're talking about, first of all, we appreciated kuwa no taxes exist. Firms cannot be financed by preference shares. All profits are paid out as dividends, and dividends do not grow. Property A and B are categorized under the real estate category. Property A is all equity financed, while property B is financed partly using debt and partly by equity financed. Meaning what? A is unlevered and B is levered, right? Both properties generated operating profit, that is EBIT, of 41,245,900 annually. This is expected to remain constant each year in perpetuity. Unlike property A, which is wholly equity financed, property B is financed partly by equity and partly by 10% debt of 215 million. The cost of equity is 12% for both properties, and there are no taxes. Each unit of debt is trading at par. Then you are given some 4 marks to get the current value of each property using the net income approach. Now, if we can remind ourselves, if we start with property A, how do we get the value of A? Will it be true when we say that value of A equals to value of equity of A?
Yes.
Excuse me. Which question is that, please?
The assignment we showed, it was May 2017, question what? It was 2019.
Question
5B.
November
November
2019.
2019, question 4B.
November 2019, question 4B, thank you. Huyo mwenye anauliza inamaanisha hakufanya hata hakuiangalia.
Hapana, zina differ.
Sawa. Now, back to what we are saying, that when it comes to A limited has no debt, meaning the value of A is simply the value of equity. And how do we get the value of equity? Equals to what? Divide by what? For unlevered firm, can you recall that equals to EBIT over cost of equity?
Yes.
So you have the EBIT here of 41,245,900, right? And the cost of equity is 12%. So when you do 41,245,900 divided by 0.12, what is the answer?
Divide by cost of equity.
Yes, because it should be
347.
EBIT over cost of equity.
Yes.
Mwalimu tafadhali rudia.
Hello, mwalimu.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Guys.
Hello.
Yes.
340.
I'm saying the value of unlevered firm equals to what? Value of unlevered firm equals to value of equity of unlevered firm. Value of unlevered firm equals to value of equity of unlevered firm, which equals to EBIT divided by
KE.
EBIT divided by KE.
Mwalimu, can you hear me?
3 million.
Sorry?
Rudia tafadhali.
Leo shida iko gapi na class ya leo? The voice are cutting.
Network.
Mimi nimeenda ushago. Haya, sawa.
Tuletee corona.
Labda kwa computer. When you do EBIT divided by cost of equity, what do you get as the value of A limited?
43,715.
343.
343,
343, 715.
343, 715,
33.3.
something there.
Yes.
715 833.3. Yes.
That's okay. The value, just recall
Yes.
that the value of unlevered under net income approach, value of unlevered farm equals to value of equity, which equals to EBIT divided by cost of equity. The EBIT of A Limited is 41,245,900, and the cost of equity is 12%. So you're having 41,245,900 divided by 0.12. Which I'm getting the answer from you, 300 and something. Are you okay? Are you okay with that one?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes,
Yes.
Hello, Mwalimu, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Dorothy,
Yes.
Oh, my speaker was not working.
you okay now?
Can now hear you
Yes.
very well.
Yeah, everybody can hear you, including me. You
Okay.
okay now?
Welcome.
Can we go to
Yes.
B Limited?
Yes, yes, you can
Yes.
proceed.
Now, when it comes to B Limited, remember the value of a levered farm, because now B Limited is partly financed by equity and partly by debt. So that makes it a levered farm. And the value of the levered farm is simply the total of value of equity plus value of debt. So if you're having somewhere to write if you didn't do it or if you are marking, we are having the value of equity there. The formula of value of equity for the levered farm, is it EBIT minus interest divided by cost of
Yes.
equity?
Yes.
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 Our EBIT is 41,245,900, right? We subtract the interest.
Yes.
Yes.
Interest, is it 10% of 215 million?
21
Yes.
by
So 21.5 million, right?
21,500.
yes.
So
Correct.
having 41,245,900 minus the interest of 21,50,000, the answer divided by KE of 0.12 would be the value of equity. So what is the
Yes.
value of equity?
164,
164,
12%.
549, 166.7.
164,
164,
549,
509,
166, 549,
164
166,
549.
549,
166.70, 166,
166.7.
or 166.7. So that is 164,
yes.
549, 166.7.
Yes.
But you don't really start celebrating so much. You've not gotten the value of the farm. That is the value of equity. We need the value of debt
Yes.
because the value of the farm is the total of equity plus debt. Debt is selling at par. The value of debt equals to, I think, 215 million.
Yes.
So debt is 215 million.
Yes.
Equity is 164, 549, 167, 166.7. Add the two and you get the value of B Limited.
379,
379, 549, 166.7.
640, yes.
Yes.
And that gives us the 4 marks. Nani alinyorosha?
Yes.
Hakuna.
Ka ulinyoroshwa sema tunasonga mbele.
Mimi niliwork ni kama ilikuwa portfolio.
Sheila?
Sheila amekufa.
Mwalimu,
Yes.
niko na swali. Value ya equity umesema EBIT ni 41,245,900
Sure.
minus interest ni 10% of 215 million.
Yes, interest is paid on debt, 10% of the value of debt. So 10% of 215 million.
Which is 2,100,000 and hii sasa ni gani? 215 million.
21.5 million.
21.5.
Finya kwa
Okay.
calc, finya kwa calc
So
that.
41 minus 20. Huh?
41,245,900 minus 21.5 million. Whatever you get, divide by 0.12.
Oh, okay.
Mwalimu, the
Yeah.
answer of unlevered debt is
The value of?
A.
Tracy, the
The
value of?
unlevered, the value of the levered farm.
The value of the levered farm.
Your VL.
Sorry?
VL is equals to what?
Value of the
VL is
levered
equals
farm.
to,
Value of debt plus value of equity.
and debt is that to 15 million.
Yeah.
Value of debt is 15 million.
Debt is 215 million.
So the answer will be 164,549. No.
Plus 215.
379. The final answer is
379,549.
370. Oh, okay. Thank you.
Sawa, tuko sawa. So the bottom
Yes.
line is that as far as the net income approach is concerned, it rotates around that. You need to know how to calculate the value of the levered farm. Just appreciating kuwa is the total of debt and equity. Value of unlevered farm is simply the value of equity. The WSCC of the unlevered farm is the cost of equity of the unlevered farm. And of course, the WSCC of a levered farm is the weight of equity times cost of equity plus weight of debt times the cost of debt. No taxes exist. Sawa. So can we go to something else? Capital structure theory number 3. Which is about net operating income approach. Can just take some few notes. Can we take some few notes? We summarize it. So that is the capital structure theory number 3. Number 1 was the traditional theory. Number 2 is about the net income approach. Number 3 is about the net operating income approach, NOI. NOI, the initials. Now just say this. It assumes that number 1, no preference shares exist. No preference shares exist. Number 2,
Mwalimu, I can't hear you.
no preference shares exist. That was our number 1. Zile assumptions zilikuwa kwa net income approach zote ziko hapa tena. So no preference shares exist. Number 2, you're having no taxes exist. No taxes exist. Number 3, payout ratio is 100%.
Come again. Hello.
Amesema dividend is 100%.
Very good. Dividend.
Payout
Payout.
ratio is 100%. Hiyo iko sawa?
Ndio.
Thank you. Then we are having debt is cheaper than equity. Debt is cheaper than equity. Then of course, peana ya mwisho, dividend growth rate is 0. Dividend growth rate is 0. Then ruka line moja useme hivi, under NOI, use of debt does not affect the value of the firm or WSEC. Use of debt does not affect the value of the firm or WSEC. i.e.,
Independent.
that is, i.e., VL for the value of the levered, VL equals to VU. So VL equals to VU, which equals to EBIT over WSEC. VL equals to VU, which equals to EBIT over WSEC. So that's what we're talking about. Let me just share what I'm talking about here. Then we can have an
Illustration.
we can have an illustration. So when you look at what we are saying here, the every capital structure theory has its own approach, and it has its own formulas. So this is what we are saying, that the value of the levered firm, let me just do that clockwise again. The value of the levered firm equals to the value of unlevered firm, which equals to EBIT over WSEC. And from this formula, remember pale kwingine, kwa net income approach, the value of the levered firm was not the same as the value of unlevered. The levered firm will have a higher value than unlevered because of the importance of debt. But now here, the net operating income approach ignores that concept and appreciates that use of debt has no effect on the value of the firm, neither has it any effect on the WSEC of the firm. It does not change anything. And there we are. And with that one, you can have the illustrations have disappeared. We can, let me get the illustration as we try to internalize that concept. So look at this illustration here. Again, the concept of the net operating income approach, it's rarely tested. I think there's a question somewhere which I'll share with you, mujaribu kuyangalia. Although we'll do it after taking care of the MM2. It's a question that covered both net operating income and part B is about the MM2 with the Modigliani and Miller corporation taxes. Now look at the question here, illustration this. We are told to consider two firms, U Limited and Ed Limited, with similar operations. So we have U Limited here and we have Ed Limited here. Operating profit is 4 million for each one of them. WSEC is 10%. Sometimes the examiner will not tell you using N or I, the way it has been asked here. Sometimes you have to judge it yourself. From how the question has been set, we know that under NI, WSEC will never be the same. WSEC ya levered ilikuwa tofauti na unlevered firm under net income approach. But under NOI, the net operating income approach, the WSCC of the levered farm is the same as the WSCC of unlevered. So sometimes these are the things to look at for you to judge for yourself that with this question is talking about which concept. So from this one, it's about the net operating income approach. Then you're having 7% debt, forgive my your kurabrab, 7% debt, shillings 100 per. The value is 8 million there. The market price of debt should be the market price of each debt is shillings 120. I hope you are writing the illustration somewhere as you scramble in your notes. I hope you are writing the illustration.
No.
To write the illustration down, please.
Yeye ni kitu ya dakika moja, andika tu.
Screenshot at its best now.
Aka screenshot.
Inategemea na kama wewe ni mzuri kwa IT. Yeye wengine ukituambia screenshot sijui unasema nini?
You say debt is 7%.
Mwalimu, can you dictate?
Consider
Soma
two
hiyo
farms.
swali tena ndio nisikie, siwezi ona.
Haionekani.
Si swali tu iko hapo, just enlarge alafu you copy whatever it's there to your book. You dictate already and it's there.
Vizuri. Wewe Sheila hatukukula carrots.
Enlarge.
Hai, sawa. Hawa watu wenye kula carrot wako na shida. So
Tushasongesha na juu nianze introduction.
ndio hiyo nimesongesha. So it's saying that consider two farms, U Limited and L Limited, with similar operations. We have the information iko hapo chini. U Limited and L Limited, operating profit is 4 million for each one of them. WSCC is 10% for each one of them. And we have 7% debt, shillings 100 per. This shillings 100 per. The value is 8 million. Then you're told the market price of debt, it should be the market price of each debt. Now, as you're writing down plainly, the market price of each debt is shillings 120. So the par value is 100, the market price is 120, meaning the debt is not selling at par in this case now. Then we are required, using NOI, calculate the value of each farm and confirm the accuracy of each WSCC. Now let's go.
Hapa operating profit ni
4 million. Shillings 4 million, shillings 4 million. You okay?
Yes.
Haya, sawa basi. Now, using NOI, calculate the value of each farm. From our formula, how do we get the value of a farm under NOI? Value of a farm equals to? Under NOI? How do you get the value of a farm? Equals to EBIT divided by what? The WSCC. Hello? Watu wananisikia?
Yes.
Hakuna kitu nimesikia mimi.
Umepotea tena.
Nimepotea tena nikarudi.
Umerudi sasa.
Today I have problems.
A lot.
I've not changed my what do you call it? My standing position in class.
Panda kwa mti.
No, I've not changed my standing position in class. Ni pale pale tu penye mimi husimama. Hata penye nilisimama Tuesday. So we are saying
Uongo.
ni hapo tu. We are saying here we have the question. We need to get the value of each farm. And under NOI, how do we get the value of the farm? Simply do a bit divide by what?
WSCC.
A bit divide by WSCC. So in answering that question, you simply tell him that value of U limited equals a bit over WSCC. Value of U limited equals a bit over WSCC, which equals to 4 million divided by 0. What? 0.1. We are there. Are we there? 4 million over 0.1. Tuko hapo? Hello? Hi, guy. Hi.
Iko. Siko na interest.
What's wrong with my computer today?
You don't know.
So are you having 4 million divided by 0.1, the value of the farms to be 40 million?
Yes.
Yes.
And that will be the value for both U limited and L limited, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Sawa.
Mwalimu, EBT ya L kwani bado ni 4 million?
Yeah, EBIT ya zote mbili, from what I'm sharing, both have a EBIT of 4 million, 4 million.
But iko na debt.
Debt, yes.
10%
This
million.
EBIT
we have to
is earnings before interest and tax.
Oh,
True.
Kwani what does EBIT stand for?
So EBIT ndio operating
kwa
profit
mfano,
wae.
But Malim, they are right. For L limited, it is partially financed by debt and partially financed by equity.
Yes.
Therefore, the interest element is supposed to be deducted.
Not under NOI. Kila
Yes.
theory iko na sheria zake.
Oh,
Kila theory iko na sheria zake. That was about NI, net income approach. Now NOI, it was based on some fundamental assumption. Wakasema debt has no effect on the value of the farm or the WSCC. For that reason, when you want to get the value of any farm, simply do EBIT divided by WSCC. As simple as that. So ile ya the effect of debt ni kwa net income approach. Now, that's okay. So can we confirm the accuracy of WSCC? Let's start
confirm
with
the accuracy of W.
let's start with U limited. Let's start with U limited because systematically together. Now, when you look at the U limited, when we look at U limited, right?
Gone lost.
Are we there?
Yes.
When you look at U limited is unlevered, meaning to get the WSCC, so we are writing WSCC of U equals cost of equity of U. WSCC of U equals to cost of equity of U. Hapo ni sawa?
It does not change. Yes.
Because the farm is unlevered. It has no debt, right? And how do we get the cost of equity of unlevered farm?
Yes.
Do you remember that equals to EBIT over value of equity?
Yeah.
Pardon?
The cost of equity of unlevered farm equals to what? Was it EBIT over value of equity?
Yes.
Over
Yes.
cost.
You're looking at the
No,
cost of
No.
equity
value.
now.
We are looking for
You're looking for the cost of
EBIT
equity.
KE.
over
Cost
Yeah,
of equity.
it was EBIT all over equity.
It was EBIT over value of equity, right?
Value.
So
Yes.
for that
Yes.
reason, we have our EBIT of 4 million. Our EBIT is 4 million still. And the value of equity, did we get 40 million?
Yes.
The value of
Yes.
equity of U Limited, is it 40 million?
Yes, it's 40.
Why is it 40 million?
Because
The,
we
the value of
divided 4
unlevered
million.
farm is the value of equity. Remember, U Limited has no debt. Turudi pale kwa ya kwanza, that the value of unlevered farm, VL equals to VU, which equals to EBIT over WACC. We are together up to that point. Then,
Yes.
Yes.
when you're looking at the WACC, when you're looking at the WACC of the unlevered farm, when you're looking at the WACC of unlevered farm, you need the cost of equity of unlevered, which is the same as, which equals to EBIT over the value of equity. And we know that the value of equity of unlevered farm is equals to the value of unlevered farm because it has no debt. Ndio. It has no debt.
So
That's okay.
cost of equity of the unlevered farm is 0.1.
Cost of equity of unlevered farm is 0.1. Very true. Which is 40 million divided by 4 million. Sorry, 4 million divided by 40 million. You're just rearranging ile formula ya kwanza ya EBIT over WACC.
Mwalimu, value of equity of unlevered farm is equals to cost is equals to what?
The value of equity of unlevered farm. This way, because I know you are writing, I'm saying value of unlevered farm.
Yeah.
Value of unlevered farm equals to
Okay.
value of equity of unlevered farm. Ama sema to value of unlevered farm equals to value of equity. Value of unlevered farm equals to value of equity. Sawa sawa. Are we there? Hi. We're there?
The same.
But one of the assumptions here, hii approach is that debt has no effect on the WACC.
Dorothy, please, Rudia. Value of unlevered farm is the same as value of equity of unlevered farm.
And value of equity of unlevered farm is equals to what?
Value
EBIT
of
minus
unlevered farm.
Ndio nasema
Huh?
Value of unlevered farm is equals to value of equity of unlevered farm.
Yes.
Which is equals to X
Na hii value of
over
equity of unlevered farm is equals to
EBIT
Nice.
over
WACC.
KE.
EBIT of
WACC.
EBIT
EBIT
It's
over
a bit of
WACC.
yeah.
A bit of clarification.
EBIT over
WACC.
Hello.
Yes, Mukhtar.
Let me clarify a bit. When you are calculating the KE, which is the cost of equity for unlevered
Yes.
farm, which is you limited,
okay.
you use
Yes.
a bit all over equity because this one does not have debt, which becomes 4 million all over 40 times 100%, which is 10%. But when you are calculating the cost of capital for the L limited, because it has debt, it will be EBIT minus interest all over equity.
Yeah.
Mukhtar. Mukhtar.
Over value of equity or
Yes.
equity.
Now,
Hello.
guys, sorry
Mwalimu.
for that. You're hearing me?
Yes.
Ulikuwa wapi?
Hii maneno mimi nimekaa tu penye nilikuwa. Hii network, I have issues with my network. This is what you are saying. I'm taking you back here.
Yeah.
I'm taking you back here from what we did on Tuesday. That when it comes to unlevered farm, here unlevered farm, it has no debt. So meaning value of unlevered farm, the value of unlevered farm from here, the value of unlevered farm is the value of equity of unlevered farm, which equals to part, that is the profit after tax over the cost of equity. And from this one here, our profit after tax is the same as EBIT, because unlevered farm has no interest and there are no taxes. And that's why we are saying the value of unlevered farm is simply EBIT over the cost of equity. Sawa.
Yeah.
So value of unlevered farm is EBIT over cost of equity. From our illustration here, our EBIT was 4 million. And the cost of equity was 10%. We got the value of unlevered farm as 40 million. Ndio. Now confirming that WACC is 10 million is just like saying make WACC the subject. Make WACC the subject of this formula. Make WACC the subject. Has disappeared again. Make WACC the subject of the formula, and that's why we came back and appreciated Kua. Okay, the WACC will be simply EBIT over the value of the value of equity or the value of the farm. Our EBIT was 4 million. Our EBIT was 4 million, and the value of the farm has been 40 million. So if you do 4 million over 40, ile tumepata hapa, you get our 10%.
Yes.
As simple as that. Yes.
Hello.
Yes, nice.
Hello, mwalimu.
Yes, Dhahabu.
Nimepotea kidogo.
Pole. Uliza.
The formula of confirming the WACC. Hapo ndio nimepotea kidogo. My network got lost.
Now, remember, we are still on unlevered farm. Unlevered farm has no debt. And because unlevered farm has no debt, we're just appreciating kuwa.
Mwalimu.
Yes.
Umepotea?
Mwalimu amepotea.
Yeah.
Hapa.
Anatusikiza polepole.
Hapa.
Tena nimepotea?
Hey,
Na hiyo umesikia aje?
Ama ulikuwa umeenda break? Ulikuwa umeenda break?
Leo hata hakuna Maria.
mwalimu una bundles ama?
Naona nitaitisha
Haya,
harambee.
mchange. Harambee.
Naona nitaitisha harambee.
Anthony anze.
Tumia fiber.
Acha tujaribu kama bundles zijakatika tena.
Haki.
Dahabo and others are saying, for the unlevered farm, it has no debt, it's all equity financed. So WSEC of unlevered farm, which is like U limit, WSEC of U limited is simply the cost of equity of U limited. So we expect our WSC to be 10%. And remember, from our previous understanding, our previous lesson, tulisema kuwa the cost of equity of unlevered farm is simply EBIT divided by the value of the farm. EBIT is 4 million. The value of the farm from our illustration hapa imekuwa 40 million. So if you do 4 million divided by 40 million, do you get times 100, do you get 10%?
Yes.
Yes.
So that is how we confirm that WSC of U limited is 10%. Already hapo ulikuwa umepata value yake. So you have the EBIT and you have the value. And the formula is EBIT over the value of equity. That was our EBIT over the 40. 4 million over 40 million times 100. That is our 10%. That's how.
Yes.
So can we go to N limited?
Yes.
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 Now, first of all, we're just confirming that WSEC of N limited is 10%. From our notebooks, kindly let's appreciate kuwa for N limited, WSEC of
Oh, which
N,
limited?
we are now on N limited.
L.
For ladder.
N for Lala, but
Yes.
don't sleep.
Oh.
Being a levered farm,
You have become a-
WSEC, is it weight of equity times cost of equity plus weight of debt times cost of debt?
Yes.
So weight of equity times cost of equity plus weight of debt times cost of debt. Tumeandika hiyo.
Yes.
Then if you've written that one,
Mwalimu rudia.
Thank you.
WSEC of a levered farm equals to what? Weight of equity cost of equity plus weight of debt cost of debt.
Yes.
Hiyo si tunajua?
Yeah, hiyo
Yes.
tunajua.
Aya, sawa. So we need to find the contents. We need to find those items. We need to find the weight of equity. We need to find the cost of equity. We need to find the weight of debt, and we need to get the cost of debt to confirm if it will be 10%. Let's go back and so below that, appreciate kuwa value of L, was it 40 million?
Yes.
Can you remember the 40 million? Under NOI, value of U was equals to value of L, which is EBIT over WSEC. It was 40 million, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
after 40 million, can you get the value of debt? Can you get the VD?
8 over
VD.
Yeah, what is the value of debt?
value of debt is 40.
8 million.
That is
Million.
8
Is it
plus
8 million?
no plus 40. 48.
Are you saying
Plus
8 million?
Yes,
Yes.
8 million.
Na 8 million nyinyi ni waongo. Debt is not selling at par.
48. 48.
Debt is not selling at par.
48.
20.
How many
How much?
debentures
36
do you have?
million.
8 million divided by 100 to get the number of debentures. And on the market, each debenture is selling at 120.
Million. 9.6 million.
How much?
6.
9.6 million. Tunaiona?
So the
9.6 million.
the 9.6 million is the value of debt, or
Umepata
it's just the weight of the debt.
The value of debt.
The 9.6.
Okay.
Teacher, are you getting the 9.6? I think I'm lost.
Debt is not selling at par. So you need to get the number of debts, which is 8 million divided by 100 to get the number of debts. When you go to the market, each debt is selling at 120. So the number of debts times the market price per debt. That is 8 million divided by 100. Then you have the number of debts times the price of each, which is 120. So do you get 9.6?
Yes.
Are we okay?
Million.
Yes.
Very good. Now, if value of debt is 9.6 million, what will be the value of equity?
40 million.
40 million.
Value of equity will be?
30.4 million.
Is
40
someone
million.
saying 30.4?
30.4 million.
Peleka mtoto alale, network yangu imekubali.
30.4 million. Value of equity.
Are you saying 30.4 million?
Yeah.
No.
Potea unasema?
How?
Kama
Nimepotea.
value of U is equal to the same value of L.
Sorry?
40 million.
Yeah.
VU is
Value
equal
of,
to VL, which is 40 million.
yes. The
Yes.
value
But
of
V
equity plus
is equal
value of debt gives us the value of the firm. So out of
Yes.
40 million, the value of equity plus value of debt gives us the value of the firm. Out of the 40 million, which is the value of the
Yes.
firm,
Yes.
if debt is 9.6, what will be equity? It will be 40 million minus 9 point what?
Yeah.
I said
Yes.
9.4 million.
Excuse me, Mwalimu.
Yes, Sheila.
49.6.
You're saying the 40 million is cumulative of the value of equity plus the value of debt.
Very true.
So, thank
Because
you.
40 million is the total value of the farm.
Mwalimu, I disagree with you.
Mm. Mukhtar, sema haraka haraka.
Hello?
Yes.
Hi.
Mwalimu.
Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Kwani tena
so
nimepotea?
30,
That one I
30
disagree.
I also
400,000.
support you.
That one cannot be.
True.
It is.
It is
How?
not.
What are you saying?
How?
Liquid
The
farm.
value of the farm is
It cannot be the same.
Unlevered farm ni 40 million.
Yes.
which includes debt and
No,
equity.
there's no
Equity.
Which
debt there.
includes debt and equity.
Remember,
But sio
the
ni
value of the farm for you and L are the same.
they are all
And
the same. So
Yes.
yes.
They are
And
not the
Okay.
same.
VL is equals to VE plus VD. And we have VD, so we are looking for VE.
Ah, now
So
nimeelewa.
see, because the value of the farm for both U
At
and L are
VD?
the same. Using the same
They're the same.
formula. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Wapi Wafula?
Tuko sawa?
Excuse me. Excuse me, guys.
Yes, yes,
Hello.
Yeah.
Are we
Yes.
yes.
saying 40 million plus 9.6
No,
for
minus.
us to get the
Yes.
value? Yeah.
Why do you
Minus.
minus?
Is the value of the farm, which includes the value of equity and the value of the debt. And the value of the debt we have already ascertained is 9.6 million. So for you to
Yes.
get the value of equity, you less
And then
9.6 million from
Hi, guys. Hi, network. Hi.
different from the
Okay, I think
net income
the
approved.
Sheila, let Mukhtar please first. Okay, fine. Mukhtar, speak.
Wana quarrel.
Now, hi guys.
Mukhtar. Yes.
Yes.
Hai mwalimu.
Watu mnanisikia?
Hapana.
Today I'm sorry.
Wacha kwanza tu discuss.
Nasikia discussion lakini wacha ni conclude ndio tumalize hii.
Mwalimu,
Alipiko shida hapa.
Uliza shida.
ni sawa.
Let me just clarify to reduce the problems.
Yes.
I've shared this screen again. The value of the delivered farm equals to value of equity plus value of debt. Are we there?
Yes.
We've gotten the value of the farm to be 40 million. Right?
Yes.
We've gotten the value of debt to be 9.6 million. Can we get the value of equity?
Malik, the value of the farm for both cannot be the same.
Why?
But now we are going with the assumptions. Under NOI, the value of the delivered farm equals the value of undelivered farm.
Or that assumption.
Which is EBIT over WSCC. And we did EBIT over WSCC, we got 40 million. So after getting our 40 million from our question here, we want to prove that the WSCC will remain at 10%. So we are working backwards. We are working backwards. We are together.
Yes.
Yes.
So you have the value of the farm.
Yes.
Value of the farm is 40. Out of 40 million, we've gotten debt to be 9.6 million. So meaning equity will be the difference, which is 30.4 million. We are together up to that point.
Yes.
So we have the value of equity of 30.4 million. We have value of debt of 9.6 million. From that information, are we able to get the weight of equity and the weight of debt?
Yes.
Because to me, the weight of equity will be 30.4 divided by 40. Right?
Yes.
And the weight of debt will be 9.6 million divided by 40 million. Dhahabu uko sawa?
Yeah, mwalimu.
Sawa.
Mwalimu, come again.
The weight of the value.
Mwalimu rudia.
Acha nirudie. Value of debt, are we agreeing is 9.6 million?
Mwalimu.
Yes.
Value of equity, are we agreeing is 30.4 million?
Yes.
And the total value becomes 40, right?
Yes.
Kwani kuna mtu ameanza kusnow?
Hapana.
Shida za FM, sawa. I'll overcome. Now the value of equity is 30.4, the value of debt is 9.6. So if I want to get the weight of equity, it will be 30.4 divided by 40. If I want to get the weight of debt, it will be 9.6 divided by 40. Sawa.
Yes.
Rudia.
If I want to get the weight of equity, I'll take the value of equity over the total value of the farm. Value of equity is 30.4. The total value of the farm is 40. Zile weights za kawaida tu wewe. The weight of debt is the value of debt over the value of the farm. 9.6 million over 40 million. Sawa. Sawa?
Sawa.
Twende kwa cost of equity.
Complete the cost of equity.
Now, cost of equity. We have the formula of cost of equity of the delivered farm. Do you remember EBIT? Minus interest. Over value of
Minus interest.
I'm losing you. Please repeat.
I'm asking.
I'm losing you. Please repeat.
I'm asking, do you remember the cost of equity of the levered farm, the formula? Was it EBIT minus interest divided by value of
Yes.
equity?
Yes.
Yes.
EBIT minus interest over
Is
value
it
of
right?
equity. Do you remember that one?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you've put down the formula. Umekumbuka tu?
That's for levered farm.
Yeah, cost of equity of the levered farm. That's why we've subtracted interest. Why nachanganya? I understand the Lopez, those people.
Is how
Mwalimu,
Uh-huh.
mwalimu,
Yes,
Mwalimu,
yes.
iko nini?
Hello?
Mr. Wafula.
Yes,
Hello, mwalimu.
yes.
Yes.
Are we saying now 40 million minus
Not 44.
Are we
4
saying
million.
EBIT ni 4 million.
EBIT is 4 million?
minus
Interest is
minus
7% of 8 million.
minus 7%?
So ni 7%.
Of 8
8
million.
million.
Interest is always paid on par, on the book value.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're having 4 million minus 7% of 8 million,
All over.
right?
60,000.
Divide by what is the value
Yes.
of equity? Are you saying 30.4?
Yeah.
Yes, 30.4.
So 4 million minus 7% of 8 million, the answer divided by 30.4. What is the cost of equity?
11.32.
Yeah.
Are you saying 11.32?
Yeah.
Tuko sawa?
11.3%.
11.32%.
Nimepata 11.3%.
11.3%. 32.
You divide by
The value of equity. What is the value of equity? Divide by value of equity.
30.4.
30.4.
40.
Yes.
Where value of equity is 40, ni 30.4.
Hiyo
11.3
7% inatoka wapi?
7%
pale juu kwa
Iko kwa
swali.
swali.
7% inatoka hapa.
Question.
You're saying my casa. The value of debt is here. So interest is 7% of this.
Ati your casa is ghost.
Hey.
Esther, tuko sawa?
Ya Mukhtar wewe.
Umepata nini WC?
1.2 something.
11.
I see
11.32.
11.32.
11.3.
WSC.
11.32.
11.315
No, unasema
in one.
WSC.
11.32.
Hiyo ni cost of equity.
WSC,
So
I'm getting 10.28.
28. 9.28.
That's
okay.
what you're getting.
Yes.
10.27.
Yeah, something close to that.
Hi guys.
It is
Hi.
9.2.
Munanisikia?
WSPC,
9.28.
7.32.
Watu mnanisikia? Eh. Hello?
Halo mwalimu.
Yes.
Mwalimu atarudi kaa tushamaliza class.
Hello?
WSCC,
Hello?
Yes.
Are you hearing me?
cost of debt.
Yes.
No.
Hey. Today I'm even sweating in class. Nanisikia?
What?
Yes.
Let's conclude. Sorry. My network. You have to talk to Safaricom. Anyway, this is what I'm saying. So do we have the cost of equity of 11.32? Now,
Yes.
kindly,
Yes.
you know the challenge is I'm hearing you speak, but you can't hear me. Sasa nimesikia majibu zenu. Now the KD, what is the KD?
KD is 7.5.
KD
7%.
cannot be 7%.
0.24.
KD cannot be 7%. The debt is not selling at par. Do you remember the formula? Interest divided by the value of debt.
Yes.
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 Cost of debt.
Interest over
KD
value of
is
debt.
Yes.
So our
interest.
interest is 7% of 8
7.5.
million. Divide by 9.6.
8 million divided by 9.7 divided by 100. That means 8 divided
So
by
our KD can never be 7%. We are together.
5.833.
Because the debt is not selling at par, so it should be 7% of 8 million divided by 9.6, the value of debt.
5.3%.
5.33.
Yes.
Sorry, it
8.3%.
is
5.8.
Mwalimu
5.8.
amini.
Sorry?
So it is 7% of 8 million
Yes.
divided by the value of debt.
Yes.
The value of debt is 8 million.
The value of debt was
No.
9.6 million. You can remember.
Okay.
Mm,
Okay. Thank you.
yeah. Alternatively, you can do 7% of 100 divided by 120. Because this one is based on each debt. But the 8 million is on the total debt. So if I do 7% of 100 divide by 120, I'll still get my 5.333, whatever we got.
5.83.
5.83.
5.8.
Hapana,
Yes.
5.33.
Hebu fanya.
Finya tu kwa calc confirm haraka.
Mwalimu,
Antonio, wacha
alternative
kutumia shop.
unasema?
Akituconfirmia WACC hizo figures.
Alternatively, we
1.27.
said
Mm.
that
Yes.
we can take
Hapo kwa
7% of
WACC.
100
Kisha rudia penye mtu anafanya hiyo cost of debt.
cost
Time
of
is
debt. Cost of debt is interest over the value of debt. Interest divided by VD. Our interest is 7% of 8 million. That gives us the interest. Divide by the value of debt, which was 9.6 million. Put it somewhere.
7% divided by
So do you get
is
5.83?
560.
Repeat.
WACC 0.1.
I repeat again.
Kai.
Hello.
Rudia tafadhali.
Nirudie.
WACC 0.1.
The
How do you arrive at that figure? Hiyo ndio swali. Please.
Amesema
mnanisikia?
KD kwanza tumalizane naye.
Mnanisikia?
Let's agree on the KD.
Are you listening to me?
KD, you aren't there.
Am I
Cannot
there?
Ulikuwa
hear you.
umepotea.
Am I there?
Yes,
Now you are
back.
here.
Boy, leo ni ile siku. I was saying KD,
Yes.
because debt is not selling at par, KD cannot be 7%.
Yes.
But I have to apply the formula of interest divided by the value of debt. Interest is 7% of 8 million. The value of debt was 9.6 million. And you did the KD and got 5.83.
560.
5.33.
5.33.
5.833.
5.833.
Yes.
Alternatively,
Hizo
you can
dancing.
use. You see, this one is
Can
the
you
power.
hear me, please?
Huh?
Oops. Umepotea nyi wote.
Tuko sawa?
My network.
Yes.
Tafadhali rudia.
Alternatively, you can use 7% of 100 divided by 120. Because the 100 and 120, those are this is the par value, the value of one bond and the market value of one bond. The 8 million was the total value of the bonds, 9.6 is the total market value of the bonds. So I can use the total values of 8 million and 9.6, or I can use the value of each one bond, 100 and 120. If I take 7% of 100, divide by 120, the answer should be the same.
Mwalimu, but if you say 7% of 100 times 120, upate hiyo 5.83.
Nice. 7%
It's
times
not
100,
Ni 7
7%
over
of 100,
120
divide by
times
120.
100.
7?
7% of 100 divide by the market value of 120.
Or C times.
Interest over market value.
Yeah, it's okay.
You okay?
Yeah.
So can
Thank
we conclude the WSEC bit?
Yes.
Yes.
So the weight of equity. Weight of equity. Do you remember 30.4 divided by 40?
Yes.
As the weight of equity.
0.76.
Hata usitafute kwa calculator, tutaenda direct. Times the cost of equity. Was it 11.32?
Yes.
Okay, it was 11.32, right?
Yes. Yes.
The weight of debt. Is it 9.6, sorry. 9.6 divided by 40. The weight of debt.
Yes. Yes.
9.6 divided by 40 times the KD of 5.83. Confirm if you get 10%.
10.
10%.
Do you get 10%?
10%.
Yeah, please.
10%.
Yes.
Unapata 10%.
Karibu na
11.32 una multiply na
0.76.
11.32 is the cost of equity, and right?
Yes.
Times the weight of equity. Weight of equity is 30.4 divided by 40. The value of equity over the total value. So weight of equity 30.4 divided by 40 times the cost of equity of 11.32 plus the weight of debt is 9.6. 9.6 divided by 40 times 5.83. Are you getting 10%?
Yes.
Yes.
9.999999.
Rounded off to 10%. So we have confirmed the WC is 10%.
Yes.
Thank you. Let me just break
Mwalimu, why is the gap? Why is the difference coming? Round off anything.
Why?
Mbona napata 9.99 na sija round off anything.
You know, even the cost of equity in itself, it was rounded off, I believe. So the cost of debt.
Sawa.
So for 5 minutes, let's try out part 2 together. Hopefully network itaturuhusu. Now, look at the second question. We have A limited and we have B limited, right? EBIT is 8 million. Are you together?
Yes.
EBIT is 8 million. EBIT is 8 million for both 7.5% bonds. The par value is 20. The par value is 20. We have it's only for B limited, and the WSS is 12% for each one. They want us to get the value of each firm and confirm the accuracy of WSEC. Can you appreciate that we don't need to be told that using N or I, as long as the WSEC for two firms is the same, it can only be N or I. So if we look at the value of each firm, can you appreciate that equals to EBIT over WSEC?
yes.
So it will be the value of A limited and B limited. What is
8 million
divided by
divided by
0.12? That is how much?
8 million divided by
66.667.
Divide by the WSC of 0.1 to 66.67. 66.67 million.
66.
66.67 million.
Thank you. So let's confirm the accuracy of WSEC. When you start with A limited, can you assume that appreciate kwa WSC of A limited equals to cost of equity of A? Right?
Yes.
Which is EBIT divided by what? Value of A. Sindio? Sawa sawa.
Mwalimu, rudia kidogo.
WSEC of A equals to cost of equity of A, which is EBIT
Yes,
over value of A.
right.
Ko sawa? Ko sawa?
Yeah.
Over value of L ama value of A.
Hapa kuna L, A. A for apple. Have 8 million over 66.67 times 100. We get 12%.
Yes, it's 12%.
We've confirmed A. Unlevered inanga shida. Una shida kubwa iko kwa B limited. So can we go to B limited? So to appreciate kuwa, are we there? Nasikia nimepotea. Tuko, thank you. At least sauti kama hiyo. WSEC of B, is it weight of equity, cost of equity, plus weight of debt, cost of debt? Right?
Yes.
So we need to get the weights. The value of what is the value of debt? Again, remember
Value
it's
debt
not
we have to calculate.
Huh?
We have to calculate, which is EBIT minus interest.
Tunataka kwanza the value.
Or the value of, it will
Of
be
debt.
The value
10
of
million.
debt. Value of debt equals to what?
10 million divided by 20.
So it's 20. Because hatuna market value. So the bonds are selling at par.
Also,
So value of debt I think 10
yes,
million.
10 million. 10 million, yes.
So if debt is 10 million, what will be the value of equity?
Minus.
Is it 66.67 minus 10?
Yes.
67.
67.
Yeah. The value, the total value of the farm. Yes,
I didn't get how you got the value. I didn't get how you got the value of debt.
No, it is the value of debt is here because we've only been given the par value, don't have the market value, so the debt is selling at par. So the value of debt
okay.
Your value 120.
Sorry?
Ani 120.
120 gani?
7.5 bonds into bracket 120.
Hii ni 20.
You have not been given the market.
But it doesn't affect
120.
anyway, hata ukiweka 120 ni sawa, but it doesn't affect anything because you don't have the market value. Unaona
Lakini ni nini hiyo?
20 shillings 20.
Oh.
Shillings 20.
Tuendelee, iko class zingine inaanza.
Acha tuipe dakika 5 peke yake. Now, the value of debt is 10 million. The value of the farm was 66.67. Do we have the value of equity as 56.67?
Yes.
Yes.
So from there, that's okay.
Yes.
Can we have the cost of equity of B Limited? The formula was EBIT minus
interest.
EBIT minus interest divided by the value of equity.
Value of equity. Yes.
EBIT, are we seeing 8 million as our EBIT?
Yes.
Right? Are you seeing interest of
2.5.
7.5% of 10 million? I think that as our interest.
Yes.
And we have the value of equity of 56.67. Nice tuko sawa.
Yes.
What is
Rudia.
wapi? Tabitha nirudie wapi? EBIT is
Value of the family 56.
56.67. I think that one. Value of equity, not value of the farm. Value of equity, which was 66.67 minus 10. Sawa. KE inakuja ngapi?
Around 14%.
How much?
Around 14.
14%.
13.98.
13.983.
No, 94.
13.94.
No, 12.8%.
13.98.
Calculators zinadanganyana kwa nini wewe?
12.8.
12.8%. 8 million minus 7.5% of 10 million divided by 56.67.
12.8.
12.8%.
Yes.
Thank you. We have KD. We have KD of 7.5%.
It's 13.98.
No,
Repeat your calculation.
Uko na shopkeeper calculator.
mwalimu atukii nini?
Are we seeing KD of 7.5%?
Yes.
Tuache tu mwenye alinyoroshwa because we're expecting a WSC of 12%. So KD 7.5%, it's selling at par.
Of 10.
So it's selling at par. So KD 7.5%. KE mesema 12.8%. Can we try the WSC and see?
Yes.
Weight of equity 56.67 divided by 66.67 times 12.8.
KD umesema ni 7.5.
Yeah, it's selling at par. Haibadiliki.
Mwalimu ati ni gani?
The value of equity is 56.67, 56.67.
Yes.
By the total of 66.67 times
Divide by
Diana, tuko sawa? Dakika tano zetu zinaisha.
56.67 divided by 6.67.
The value of the farm is
Yes.
66.67.
mwalimu mimi nimepotea.
Nice, umepotea wapi? Dakika mbili. The weights.
Right? After
Yes.
your 20%,
Eh,
now what are we?
we need to get the WSEC.
Okay.
The WSEC, we need the value of equity. Value of equity is 56.67. Sindio? Value of equity is
Yes.
66.67. And the value of
56.
the total value is 66.67 times the cost of equity of 12.8. That gives us the weight of equity times the cost of equity, right?
Yes.
The weight of debt is 10 million divided by 66.67 times the KD 7.5. What will be the WSEC?
10 million.
10 million divided by the total of 66.67 and multiply by the KD.
I'm getting 11.93. So when I round off, it's coming to 12%.
I should be getting something close to that. So we expect 12%.
It is 12%, teacher. Without rounding off, it is exactly 12%.
Thank you, Sheila.
Sheila anajua kukuk.
Kukok ni ukweli ni 12 without rounding off.
It is
Sawa.
12%.
Sasa siniachie hapo. Niende nitengeneze notebook yangu, tukutane Tuesday.
Mwalimu,
I have a polite request.
yes.
Is it okay if people started joining the meeting 15 or 10 minutes earlier so that everyone is settled at 7 exactly?
That's always what I pray for. So that so everybody is settled by 7, watoto waende walale ama wasonge kando, ndio class ianze.
There is counter request. Mwalimu,
there
is counter request to that. We are starting the holy month of Ramadan tomorrow. So we require like 15 minutes time. This is a request I have my fellow Muslims. So that we start 7:15.
Sure.
Yes.
No.
Let me try sharing it administratively, then we'll get back to you guys.
Okay. Sawa.
Thank you.
Na kwa 12%.
Yes, nice.
Mwalimu,
Diana sema.
cost of debt ni?
Excuse me, sir.
7.5. Was it 7.5%?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, somebody is asking something.
Mwalimu, I was asking.
Sema tunakula time ya wengine.
Tunaanza class ya section 6.
Uliza swali. Nyaboke.
Mwalimu.
Yes.
I find you the illustration part of it. So I'm asking, what was the topic? Was it net operating income?
Yes.
The topic was operating income.
Okay, thank you.
Sawa. Somebody was saying something? Yes.
Suggestion.
Yes, suggestion. Nanto sema.
Everyone needs to mute the microphone.
Sorry?
So that when you ask a question, you type it in the chat.
When you ask a question,
you write it in the chat first, then you ask. Everyone is talking at the same time.
Sawa.
Just that is for order. Everyone needs to mute their microphone.
Yeah,
I think it's